Thank you for joining the Tony Real Estate Podcast Show. I'm Antonio Mendoza, real estate broker with AVN Real Estate Services, and I'm joined here by my beautiful assistant, Marissa. How you doing, Marissa?
Good, how are you?
Doing great. So before we get started, I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsor for today, Christian Dowland Lending Team, for letting us continue support and letting us use the studio here today to have me talk for 10 hours straight, right? No, don't worry, it won't be 10 hours straight. It won't be about, 15 minutes? No, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, thank you guys in for tuning in. As you guys know, we're the show where we have we talk with real people, we have real views, and of course, we talk
real estate.
You got it. All right. So Marissa, how's everything going? I know you've been you just got back recently. What have you missed so far?
I just got back from getting surgery, had ACL surgery, and while I was doing that and recovering, I got all my classes for real estate done.
Awesome.
So
great job.
now I'm just in the works for scheduling my tests. Just got to wait for some openings because it's really jam-packed right now because of COVID.
So just to be so everybody knows, because you do work for me.
Yes.
You did not injure your ACL working for me, right?
No, this was a past injury in 2017.
Oh, okay,
so.
Cool, great. I just wanted to put full disclosure out there. I know a lot of people think,
he beats me up.
he tripped you, whatever the case is.
Yeah,
so
sabotage.
Because I'm kind of behind my workers' comp payments. So
yes.
So what else? I mean, I know I know you were gone for 2 weeks. How was the recovery, or how's it going so far?
Well, everything's good. I mean, it feels good to be back and working and being up and off of crutches for sure. The recovery was okay. It could have gone a lot better, but it's a hard surgery. So, yeah, I mean, I'm good. I'm back. I'm better. Now that I have my courses done, I feel more confident in moving forward in my real estate journey.
Awesome. That's great. So I know you had your, was it your physical therapy yesterday?
Yes.
How did that go?
It was so painful. Physical therapy right now is the worst because I need to straighten out my knee and I haven't had it straight since my surgery. So it kind of brought me back a couple steps to getting recovered faster. But I mean, my leg's very sore today and I just have to keep doing exercises on my own in order to get there. But I'm hoping that next physical therapy appointment will be a lot easier if I do the stuff at home.
Well, that's awesome. And as you know, I mean, just like it's perfect. What we'll be talking today is perfect. You know, you're recovering from a serious injury, right? Serious a surgery. So, and it takes some time. I mean, and like you were talking about in the office, no pain, no gain, right? And this will actually be a perfect tie-in to what we're going to be talking about later on today. And our main topic is, how to become a successful real estate agent. Not only in 2020, but moving forward. So whether you're a new agent or somebody looking to become a real estate agent like Marissa here, or even somebody that's been in the industry for a year, 2 years, or even 5, 10 years, we got to understand that things have changed since you first got your license. So there's a lot of different strategies, a lot of different ways to do business now. And what this pandemic has really shown us, you got to be able to adapt. And that's what we'll kind of be talking about later on today. And our main topic is, how can a successful agent, or how can an agent become successful in this business, especially right now when there's a lot of things that we normally were taught to do, like open houses and door knocking, stuff like that we're not able to do now in this current situation, in this current pandemic that we are still currently in right now. So, all right. So before we get into that topic, I mean, kind of like I always like to say, give you guys an overview of what's going on in the market, also what's going on in the world today. And I mean, we do love talking real estate, but we do love to just talk about, stuff here. I mean, before we get into real estate, I have to say right now, because for those who don't know me, I'm a Dodger fan. And I know Marissa, one of the first things she told me, she's a Padres fan. And guess who's playing tonight?
Padres?
And Dodgers.
Oh, together. I didn't know that.
See,
I don't keep up with it, but I am a fan because of my dad.
So it's a Dodgers-Padres fan, and then so for all those Padres fans, I think they were celebrating. I don't know if it was a hoax, but I saw on TikTok the other day they were like having a parade because they won a series. They're like, whoa, well, calm down, guys, from San Diego. It's just one series. It was just a wild card series, the best of 3. They thought they were won the championship. They were beat LA. Okay, all right, let's see. So that'll be interesting, and of course, we got basketball, right? Lakers are playing tonight. They had a little letdown the other day for all my Laker fans out there, but don't worry. I predicted that they were going to lose the last game. You know why? Because the Lakers are gentlemen. You know what a gentleman's sweep is?
No.
You let the other team win one game.
Just so they can feel better?
Yeah, it's a gentleman. It's called a gentleman's sweep. Instead of a sweep, you do what's called a gentleman's sweep.
Interesting.
See?
I know that.
So I knew they were gonna, probably lose one game, and third game would have probably been a perfect game because they played terribly. So it's a gentleman's sweep, right? And then football. What's going on with football? Do you watch football? No,
I've been watching it a little bit more recently, but I mean, I still don't keep up with like all the teams. I mean, I don't know if is there games tonight? I don't think so. I think it's
Monday.
Well, today's Tuesday.
Tuesday now.
Last night there were games. Thursday's gonna have games, right?
Yeah, there's a game on Thursday. I forget what it is, but
Yeah.
Do you have a team, Marissa?
I go for the Chargers. I go for kind of 3 teams, which is like, I'm not into it, but like I'll support those teams that play.
Who are the 3 teams?
It's the LA Rams because my mom, she's a big fan, so I support her. Chargers, kind of. I mean, since they moved to LA, I don't know how I feel about it. And the Chiefs.
And the Chiefs?
Yes.
Shout out to the Chiefs.
They're doing really good.
They're, I think, the first, interesting stat, they're the first team to go 4-0, 17, 18, 19, for like 5 seasons or 4 or 5 seasons in a row. First team in NFL history to start the season 4-0.
Since 2017 and 2018, they were 5 in a row, I think.
And they went 5-0, so they'll probably go 5-0 this year. So they're the world champs, and they're a perfect example. And that's kind of what maybe we'll probably tie this a little bit later on too. As we talk about how to become a successful real estate agent, and that's where we talk about. I like to talk a little bit about sports and all that because watching sports, you learn a lot of stuff too from watching sports because it's organized, right? It's organized sports and how teams are succeeding in sports, what characteristics they show as a team or as individuals that's helped them to succeed, just like the Chiefs or Chargers or Dodgers or Lakers, whatever the case is. And we'll kind of tie that in later today, later on this podcast when we talk about, how to be a successful real estate agent. All right. So now we want to definitely talk about is how can a real estate agent, just like somebody like Marissa starting out, or somebody who's has been doing real estate for a while, who maybe kind of hit a bump in the road, I guess you can say, how can they succeed in this market, right? And just like I was asking right now is, starting out, what are the steps? What do you need to do to be successful in real estate, right? And you said you don't know?
Well, I know you have to hang your license, but after that, I'm assuming that whatever brokerage or broker you're with will kind of guide you, knowing that you're fresh into it, not knowing a lot about it. But basically just hanging your license and having that broker or brokerage kind of be there to help you succeed and keep going and be able to, get yourself or get you where you need to be and train you.
Okay.
Right? After hanging your license?
Yeah, I mean, when you're when you're trying to interview different brokers, because that's a great question, and it's great to assume that you hang your license with a broker that they're going to help you. But keep in mind, there's companies that have 10, 20, 100, thousands of real estate agents. They're not going to have, the broker specifically is not going to have time to train you or mentor you. Yeah. So that's why when you're actually dealing or actually going through this process, for those who are getting their license, you want to make sure that you're hang your license with a company that is the right fit for you. I'll be honest, I might not be the right fit for everybody out there. I tell people right now, a lot, especially agents, is I'm a still producer. I love producing. I love selling homes. I love helping people. As you can see, I love helping people on TikTok. And then we have to disconnect here on TikTok here. I love doing that. And I think that's my biggest advantage I can say to a lot of agents is I'm current, right? I'm current with the trends more than actually
most
agents, because I'm probably more up to date on social media than a lot of people out there. I don't care if you're a millennial or Gen X or Gen Z, whatever you want to call yourself. I try to stay current, and I think that's my biggest advantage for a lot of agents. I can share with agents who are thinking of joining me or joining another brokerage. Is you want to know that are they still teaching you the same tricks from 50 years ago? Door knock, right? How's that working out? How's that door knocking training working out for you right now? Right? Yeah. When you can't door knock, right? How's that, open house working for you right now? When there's no open houses allowed right now,
yeah.
Right? So you got to be current. You got to stay up front. And And that's what the thing we're going to share today is how is being able to learn to pivot. All right. And so as a new agent, right? So new agent starting out, I mean, right now you got your license, you fast forward, you got your license. And I've probably shared this 100 times. There's only two things real estate agents need to learn how to do, right? Do you remember those? What's the first one?
One of them is to follow up.
Follow up, which is nurturing, yeah?
Nurturing. Oh.
And the number one thing that we real estate agents in this business, even mortgage people, need to learn how to do.
Remind me.
Is to generate leads.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
You can't nurture
the leads.
You can't follow up with somebody when you don't have no leads to follow up with, right? Those are only two things. I know, and I've had a conversation with agents and even agents of mine. It's like, hey, I got to understand the contract. I got to know how to do this. I got to know how to write off right now. Blah blah blah. Like, no, just stay in your lane right now. You got to be good in generating leads. That's it.
So then when you started and you started your client base and stuff like that, how did you start up your client base and like generating those leads, and how long did it take? Like, did you nurture them right away, like knowing that going into it, or did it like take time to learn it? That's
a great question. So like I said, it starts out, you have to have something. I mean, you have your license right now, but if you have nobody to show home to, that's the first thing you need to do, right? Well, let me go to the board and let me learn how to understand the contract. You can be the number one contract writer. You may know everything on the contract from A to Z, but if you have nobody to write a contract for, you're not a real estate agent. You know what you are? You're a transaction coordinator, folks. For those who are transaction coordinator, no offense, but that's all you do. You're just you're just handling the paperwork.
Yeah.
So you got to learn, first of all, is to be able to generate leads, which is the number one thing. Got to learn how to generate leads. And we'll talk more in detail on different ways to generate lead. But I think as a new agent starting out, and I think that's something we continue to discuss, you and me, as well as, as you transition into becoming a full-time agent here down the road, is you got to figure out, your identity, right? Who you are, who you're going to be, who you're going to become, right? And I share this with you right now. I know a lot of people, think that I am who I am today, but I had to create a little alter ego, which is called Tony Real Estate, right? To become Tony Real Estate, who he is right now, right? So in the beginning, it's hard, but you got to develop, your identity. Just like somebody, I was compared this because, somebody who's trying to be an actor or a singer or a songwriter, whatever it is, you got to figure, you can't be like a rapper and then you like country. Like, got to figure out, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
You're either going to be a rapper or you're going to be a pop. Down the road, once you build an influence, then you can kind of like, crossover. Is that what they call it? Crossover to pop or whatever country, whatever the case is. But you got to be good at one thing. So the number one thing for real estate agents out there who are watching this later on or going to watch this later on, whether you're new or old, find out one thing. Maybe you need to sit down with your broker. Maybe you need to sit down with another agent. Now, maybe a good thing is sit down with another agent. Keep in mind, though, you might talk to one agent, one producer, one broker. They'll tell you, you got a doorknob. Doesn't mean that's what you should do, right? Because only you know you better. Like me, everybody told me in the beginning, you got a doorknob. It's like, no, you got a doorknob. That's no again.
Have you ever been door knocking?
I've door knocked, so that's why I know it wasn't for me. Not to say I couldn't succeed in it, but I was like, I'm a guy, like, there has to be a better way to do things. If I'm door knocking, this is how I look at it. If you knew there was nobody at that house, why are you door knocking? That's a waste.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like...
It's not efficient.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather be efficient. And there's different... Now with social media, with everything, with technology, there's ways to be more efficient nowadays. Right? We tie that to sports or everything like that. It's about being more efficient and you understand your strengths and weakness. I mean, if I know nobody's going to be home, why am I door knocking? Yeah, I could drop a flyer on the door, but we all know 99% of the time they're going to throw that away. Right? So why am I going to waste my time on that when I could have another way to generate business that's going to give me better results, right? So that's one thing that as a new agent, you got to definitely figure out is, what am I going to be good at in the beginning, right? And this is what I teach this in my course, is different ways to lead generate, right?
Mhm.
There's the 3 Ps in lead generation, right? I don't think I've talked about this. And for those who are talking about it, there's 3 different ways to lead generation. I call it 3 Ps, right?
Mhm.
There's paid. You can pay for leads,
Mhm.
right? Unfortunately, for a lot of people starting out, just like yourself, I don't know, it may be tough for you to start paying leads right off the bat, right? Because
Yeah.
you're not generating income right now. So for you to be paying leads every month and not and most likely you're not going to get results right away, might not be cost efficient for you right off the bat,
Mhm.
right? Because keep in mind, guys, for those who are thinking just like Marissa or anybody new, it's going to take realistically 90 to 100 days for your first transaction, starting off from scratch.
Mhm.
So if you meet somebody today, guess what? They're not buying necessarily tomorrow.
Yeah.
Unless you're lucky,
Get hit with a lucky one.
right?
That's
I mean,
rare.
I'll be honest. I had a lead. We called on last Sunday. We showed him home on Wednesday.
Mhm.
Now we're in escrow,
Quick. That's
right?
rare.
But that's very rare.
Mhm.
But I want to set the standards for a lot of people. It's like you got it, but that lead was a paid. I bought leads for that. I'm buying leads for that.
Mhm.
So for somebody who's not buying leads, they don't have that option.
Mhm.
So where's that going to come from, right? So we have real quick here the 3 Ps. You got paid leads like Zillow leads, Realtor leads, Facebook ads leads.
Mhm.
Those are leads you're paying to generate you a consistent amount of leads each month, right? Once you become good, once you start succeeding and closing some transaction, I always recommend you're going to want to have a combination of all 3 Ps. You got the paid.
Mhm.
The second one is prospecting.
Mhm.
Ps for prospecting, right? How do you prospect? Back then, you do open houses. You do door knocking. You go to networking events.
Mhm.
You call your sphere. Those are prospecting, guys. You're prospecting. You're calling people up, saying, "If I just got my license. My name is Marissa. Hey, I'm Marissa. I just want to let you know I just got my license. So if you know anybody thinking of buying or selling, I would love and appreciate that you refer them to me."
Mhm.
That's prospecting,
Yeah.
right? Even when you're posting stuff on Facebook, that's prospecting.
Finding it yourself without
Yeah.
having to pay.
Right? I mean, I generate I get a lot of leads on Facebook, on groups and stuff like that. A few of my listings last year, the last 12 months, I've gotten from cold Facebook leads. People asking, "Hey, I'm thinking of buying or I'm thinking of selling."
Mhm.
And I just went out there and guess what? Hey, well, I'm a real estate broker. I'm local. I can help you.
Mhm.
Didn't cost me anything. All it cost me was the time to actually go out there and prospect in that. So it's the same
Yeah.
thing. I'd rather do that than door knocking 100 homes
Yeah.
to possibly get one person to say hi, right?
Mhm.
The last P, I would say, is your partners, right?
Mhm.
What are the partners?
People who you know are that are in the same industry or industries that could help, like inspectors
Mhm.
or insurance people or title, things like that are around you. And if they have anybody that that they know needs to sell a home or anything like that, they'll reach out to you, or like you let them know.
Yeah.
Hopefully they will, but you make it known around who you hang out with or who you come in contact on a daily, I would assume, right?
Yeah, I mean, I will say is your partners, right? Your lenders, your title, escrow,
Mhm.
whoever it is that you're already giving business to. I would say is, if I'm already going to give business to a lender, to a photographer, to a home inspector, whatever the case is, we're ready. I mean, they're not my competition, so I'm assuming if they come across with a potential person that's looking to buy or sell,
They refer you.
they can refer to me.
Mhm.
One of the reasons, the first thing I started in the beginning, when I first started real estate agent, I started what's now called the Mastermind Network.
Mhm.
It's like a business networking group.
Mhm.
Some people call it a referral group, right? I was the only realtor there. There was a lender, there was a photographer, home inspector, personal trainer, every different types of businesses,
Yeah.
because they weren't my competition. So I'm assuming, and we met each week. The concept was we're sharing what we do each week,
Mhm.
so that if somebody came across somebody who's thinking of buying or selling, they would refer to me. And at the same time, if somebody needed a loan, which if one of my buyers thinking of buying or selling, I'm going to refer to my lender.
Mhm.
I'm going to refer to a listing, a photographer, and so forth. Insurance.
Yeah.
I need an insurance quote for homeowner insurance for my client, right?
Mhm.
And that's where the partners are. So that's something in the beginning I always recommend. There's 3 Ps right now.
Mhm.
All right. I'll save the last P for another day, special P. But Those are the 3 P's that you got to figure out. It's just like taking a test, right? Elimination. What can I do? Am I going to pay for leads? If somebody came to me right now, hey, I got my license. I'm going to ask, do you have money? You have a marketing budget. What do you mean? Do you have a monthly budget that you can pay each month to generate leads? Yeah. How much is it? I got 500. Great. Let's use the 500 and we can pay for leads. So this way you're going to get a consistent flow of leads coming in, right? Somebody starting out
might not have that money.
Might not have it. I said, how much money do you have? 0. Okay, that's not going to, so you can't pay for leads. Now we go to the other P. You can either prospect or you have partners. All right. So which is the easier? In the beginning, sometimes you might say, I don't know any lenders. I don't know anybody in the industry. I don't have anybody. Yeah. Right. But you're gonna have to prospect, and they kind of go hand in hand, prospecting and partners, because your partners are eventually going to help you by giving you leads, referrals. If they're not, I'm telling you right now, if your partners, people that you're continually giving business to, are not helping you in one way, whether they're giving you business or helping you with business, just like my lender helping me use the studio, they're not your partners, folks. Right? I hate to say it. As much as you love them or like them, if they're not helping you grow your business, you need to find somebody that's willing to help you grow your business.
Yeah. Rather than putting your time and effort into someone who's just taking it all.
Right. And I know it's hard a concept for people to understand. I'm a businessman first and foremost. I'll give everybody a shot. If you're going to help me grow my business, I'll listen to you. I'll help. I'll help you grow your business. If you're not, if you're just going to try to want me to give you continued business, you better be buying me lunch or something or alcohol, all right? Or we're not doing business. I hate to say that, but that's kind of like what people need to really start really thinking moving forward as they adapt and change their thinking, how they build their a business here in 2020 and moving forward. And then prospecting, right? If you don't have those relationships, then guess what you're doing? You're prospecting.
Yeah.
Right? So you probably ask. So it's real simple. So now if you're a new agent like yourself,
I would say social media would help the most for us prospecting, especially if you don't have the money to pay for it and stuff. Just put your name out there, keep putting it out there.
Perfect. And perfect tie-in. I mean, I'm glad you mentioned social media. And this is, like I said, we'll talk more another time, or maybe for those who are real estate agents or want to get some training, I am going to be launching here probably in the next few weeks or month once we get situated, my 100 days to 100K challenge. So real estate mastermind, exclusive real estate mastermind bootcamp. It's hardcore, folks. If you're not willing to work 100 days to make 100K, don't even message me. I mean, I go, hey, I can only work 10 days. No, it's 100 days to 100K. Whether you do the 100 days in 365 days, or you do those 100 days in 200 days, or if you were like me, and I've done this 4 years in a row, I've worked 100 days straight to make my 100K. That's up to you. It's a choice, right? So then, hey, I already met my goal. Now I can snack off for a day too, without feeling guilty, right? It's a different concept. So real quick here, as we talk into about prospecting here, like you mentioned, you're a new agent. You're like, oh gosh, I can't pay for Zillow. I can't pay for all these Facebook ads. I can't pay for that. I don't know anybody yet. It's going to take me time to develop this relationship because I'm new, right? Remember, everybody's going to, have their reasons why they think, of course, they're not going to succeed. But my job here, not only as a broker, as a trainer, and as a coach and a mentor, is to take away those excuses and put solutions. So, we talked about prospecting. So how can somebody like yourself who's new, who may be younger, start prospecting? Okay, we took out door knocking and open house is out of the picture.
Yeah, just social media. I would say social media is the best right now, especially like the time that we're in. Almost everybody's on social media, and if they're not, it's probably like the older crowd, not to be rude or anything, but I mean, it's true. Like they are accustomed to doing their old ways, and now that like the new generations keep coming in and in, it's more social media, more platforms to go on, post on. Like just recently, like TikTok blew up like within the past year, and now it's helping you. And just like Instagram, Facebook, like any social media, I feel like it's just good to keep putting your face out there, especially if you already have like a following of like your friends and like your family, like people before real estate even happened. People who aren't even related to real estate, they'll probably wanting to find a home that you don't know about, and you know they could reach out to you and start from there and start posting more about like just what you do, like selling homes, like, or like how you have told me before, go preview homes even though you have no buyers. Like do that for yourself so that it looks, you know, like make it seem like you're actually trying to like understand and like, I don't know, know more about the area. Just like proving yourself to everyone that you're the best out there in that industry, whether that be real estate or anything else that you do. So that's what like I would say, just like keep like set a goal to where like you're posting at least once a day, like at first if that's a lot, or you know, like set little goals and keep going from there, post more and like show more, do different things and different ideas and stuff, like keep people entertained. That's what people want.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the show, folks. No.
That's it.
So that's perfect. And actually, you kind of hit in the nail on the head. Is that what they call it? So, and this is kind of like lead me to what I was going to discuss is when we're prospecting as well, especially social media, it's called the social proof. And I've shared this in my boot camps previously, and I've shared this with agents. And this is full disclaimer. Anything I share with you guys right now, I know a lot of people, well, you heard it from this or that. No, I might have heard it or I picked up somewhere, but I actually do it. All right. So I'm going to share with you guys what's helped me. And for those that are going to do this consistently, we'll start seeing results. One thing I always tell my agents or anybody that I'm mentoring, coach, it doesn't even have to be agents or other business owners, focus on the activities, the results will come. I can tell everybody right now if they're going to be successful just by the activities they're doing. It's real simple. I know when somebody's not doing any activities, they got no escrows. They got no sales coming in. It's real simple, guys. We know that, right? As an athlete, if you're not practicing your shots or working out or doing the activities before the game,
it'll be hard to do it during.
Exactly, right? It's the activities that leads to result. Perfect example with LeBron James at his age, 35 years old, is still dominating the league at his age compared to people younger than him because he